Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of Healy Solutions Series. Tonight, focusing on emotional and mood support. I'm so thrilled to be able to introduce our speaker for this evening, Jessica Humphries, director with Healy for over 2 years. Has been maybe 3 years now, almost. That right, Jessica?
Yeah, a little bit over 2.5 years.
There we go. I mean, I've had the pleasure of working with Jessica many times. So knowledgeable. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and for sharing with everybody tonight a little bit about Healy and how it can support emotional and mood. Let me go right ahead and start sharing our presentation. And I turn it over to you, Jessica.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, and congratulations on taking this time for yourself right now. You're in the right place if you're looking for holistic solutions to improve your mood and also to have more of a holistic way to support your emotional health. My name is Jessica Humphries. I live in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec, which is north of Montreal. And I've been with Healy, like Megan has said, for 2.5 years. My Healy has brought in so much emotional support for myself over the last 2.5 years. And that's why I'm here to share how this tool can accompany you in your health objectives. Before we get started, I'd like us just to take a moment to arrive. I just taught a yoga class, fully grounded, and I'd love to offer this little space for yourself. So just make sure you're sitting down, your feet are firmly rooted into the ground, and close your eyes. If you're driving, however, please do keep your eyes open. So just start to notice your breath, the air flowing in, flowing out. Just taking a time to arrive at this presentation so that you can fully receive the information. We already live in a fast-paced world, and that's what creates this stress, this anxiety, the overwhelmness in our lives. So just notice how you feel in your body, how you're feeling in your heart. Let's take 2 more breaths together. Beautiful. Open up your eyes, and I invite you to be with this awareness for the next 25 minutes together. Put your phone aside, and I hope that you find some tips and solutions for your well-being. So the Healy, this will not be a long presentation about the actual Healy device, as you can see, which is here. I will briefly go over what the Healy is, and if you'd like more information, you can reach out to whoever invited you to the presentation or for the replay. The Healy is a wearable frequency device. Megan, yeah, thank you, Megan, is a wearable frequency device. And it's a way that we can bring in frequency therapy. So we are all energy vibrating at a certain frequency. And if we want to shift something in our lives, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, which we'll be talking about today, we need to start at changing the energy. So we change the vibration, and then we change the frequency of the mood, the frequency that we are vibrating on. And we are also electrical beings and magnetic beings like the earth. So that's when we come into the technology of the Healy. It is a wearable frequency device that delivers individualized microfrequency current. It's electrical current that will go into our cells, and it will optimize our health through electrical current, as well as if you're using the coil here, it'll be magnetic. So it's going to be working more in my bioenergy field. And so this is a technology that's going to marry science with spirituality. So we're using a technology to help with microfrequency current to raise the vibration of the body. So that way, anything that is low vibration can start to come to surface. We notice it, we start to release it, and then we start to vibrate on a higher frequency. And this little tool can do that. And it's also a class 2 medical device that is for the relief of acute pain as well as arthritis pain. But it does so much more than that. We have more than 300 programs that can help with your emotional support, physical support, as well as spiritual well-being. And it's really a personalized frequency device. There are a lot of devices out there that will just deliver a static frequency that will elevate the vibration in the body. And what's different with the Healy is that it's a dynamic frequency tool, that it'll work with your specific bioenergy field and body and deliver what your body needs. That's what's so unique about Healy and why we love it so much, and we love to use it in our emotional support. So we'll continue a little bit about talking about why we need to be addressing emotional and mood support. Okay, like I said at the beginning, a lot of people have stress in their lives, anxiety, overwhelm. Maybe think of something in your life in terms of your emotional support. What are you looking to find some solutions for? Because when in our bioenergy field, so that is that invisible field, or it's invisible to most people, invisible energy field that is around us. It could be called the aura, it could be called your biofield, bioenergy field. And that's where we store a lot of our emotions, store any of our trauma. It could be from past lives, karmic. It could be coming in from physical, emotional. So when we start to feel those like yucky emotions that are on the lower vibe scale, that is because we are vibing at a lower frequency, because we have a lot of these energy blockages in our bioenergy field. So as we start to clear them out, we start to feel lighter and we start to vibrate on a higher frequency. And that's when we start to feel better, feel lighter. We have a better mood. Because in our lives, when we're stressed, when we're fast paced and we're always in that fight or flight, we're secreting those hormones, we're not feeling great in our body, and we're just kind of allowing ourselves to go through our lives like this, we tend to have less motivation, we tend to be more tired, fatigued, and it tends to be chronic, and we don't even realize that it's there, but we just have lower vibration in general. And then we sometimes go towards outside sources to numb these feelings. And when we numb these feelings, whether it's from a medication or it's from another source that we've decided, we're not actually dealing with it at the root cause. And then as we keep going, it just gets worse and worse and heavier and heavier. Have you ever felt like that? Well, we have a solution. And I mean, there's a lot of solutions out there. We will talk about how holistic health can definitely help out, but there are solutions, and that's where the Healy does come in. So when we talk about the frequency of emotions, so we'll go to the next slide, we can talk it from a more of a scientific base. If you've ever seen one of those images of the vibration, the frequency of the actual emotions, lower vibration, such as jealousy or anger, and then it goes up to a little bit more like worry, or it could be doubt. Then you even go up to maybe it's a little bit better, impatience, irritability. Those are low vibes. And when we are feeling those low vibrations, we're not feeling at our best. We're not aligned with the life that we'd love to live. And we're not making always the best choices. As we start to vibrate on higher frequencies, when we come more into optimism, we come into hope, happiness, enthusiasm, passion, joy, all the way up to freedom and bliss, if we can get there. That one's a lifelong, a lifelong quest. But as we start to release those vibrations that are lower, we can start feeling that lightness. And that is, and as we're talking about the science, the slides here are saying that we kind of feel out of tune because our bioenergy field and our energy centers are not in harmony. So as we start to harmonize them through, and what we're talking about today is frequency therapy, that's when we can actually have our body to come back more into homeostasis, and the body starts to work a little bit more properly. We start to feel lighter, And we also start to kind of auto heal our body. So I'm not saying it heals the body, but when the body is working properly, the functions of the body work properly. So we'll go to the next slide. So how can Healy support with emotional well-being? As I was talking before, we're electrical beings as well as magnetic beings. And Healy has frequency therapy that can deliver specific frequencies to come elevate our frequency, bringing up the low vibration, allowing it to release, and then allowing us to vibrate on a higher frequency. So here are some of the programs that we can see using the IMF. When we see IMF, it's the individualized micro frequency current. Okay. And that is when I'm not wearing the bracelets right now, but you wear bracelets that have cords that go into the Healy. And that's when there's the microcurrent, the electrical current going through the body, which is optimizing our cells. And we also have the coil, which is more magnetic, and that's working on more of my bioenergy field. So we have program, microfrequency current, exactly what I saw. So we have different programs, categories of programs that can help with emotional support. Here are some of the programs that are in the mental balance program. So we have inner strength. So inner strength will deliver for about the programs are about a half hour to about an hour. Some are a little bit longer. So you don't actually have to be wearing the Healy all the time. So you could be using 2 to 3 programs per day, whether with microcurrent or with the coil. And that's just it's a frequency support that you can have for your well-being throughout the day. So programs like inner strength, and that's for resilience and emotional grounding. And there's also a category of programs well-being. So you have emotional well-being. So that one can help harmonize mood swings and help reduce feelings of overwhelm. We also have more mental balance. So it can be a program that calms and also allows you to have a little bit more clarity and a stable mood. If you're feeling stressed or a lot of anxiety throughout the day, you can be using the stress program to help reduce your nervous system and also reduce any tension in the body, which can help promote peace. And then some of my favorite programs are the sleep programs. So who's here is looking for a little bit of sleep support? Okay. I know it's something that I've used the Healy for a lot. I use it pretty much every night, a little sleep program that allows me to fall asleep a little bit quicker and fall into a deeper sleep. So yeah, you guys like those. Huh? So we have different categories of sleep programs to help us out. And we don't actually have to wear the bracelets when we're sleeping so we don't get all tangled in them. My little trick is that I put the coil on and I put it in my pillowcase and then I fall asleep on the 1 hour program. So that way that I don't have to find my Healy somewhere in my bed in the middle of the night. So these are a few of the categories of programs that you can use for emotional well-being with the Healy. And for myself, these are categories of programs that I use every afternoon or before I leave. Usually I use it with the coil because it's working more on my bioenergy field. And I can also do a scan with the Heal Advisor Analyze to see what program in the mental balance would be a good program for me right now. So that's what's also really cool about the Healy is that it has the capacity to scan our bioenergy field and also let us know what are the frequencies that my body needs right now. So usually for myself, which program is the scanner? The scanner is another app. And that can be definitely that's a whole nother presentation. So the person who invited you to this presentation can tell you more about the different apps and the scans. So those are an overview of the emotional well-being programs. We'll go to the next slide. Good. And when we come back to it, people are like, okay, frequency therapy, now does it really work? Well, think about this as well. So if you put your feet, bare feet in the ground, and what we call earthing or grounding, we're receiving that electrical current coming up through our body, which is allowing our body to harmonize. So that is what frequency therapy is as well. So when wearing the bracelets, That is microcurrent frequency, the electrical current going through our body as well, but with specific frequencies to optimize the area of the body that we're looking to optimize. And here we're talking about microcurrent in terms of studies. So it is shown that using microfrequency current can help positively with neurotransmitter activity. So it helps secrete serotonin as well as dopamine, which are those kind of like feel good hormones. So serotonin more, it helps us improve our mood, regulates our sleep and our happiness. And then we have the dopamine, which is really that really yummy, good feeling that we usually get when we're going for a good workout, or we go out in nature, or we're getting that direct sunlight. So it's that feeling of a little bit more pleasure in our lives, a little bit more motivation, and gets everything moving. So imagine you can increase your capacity to create, to actually produce these feel good hormones that, yes, we can go get from outside, but this is a frequency supplement to help those yummy hormones make you feel much better, which increases your mood. As well as there's studies out that while using the microfrequency current, you can increase your ATP production. Okay, so that's that energy in your cells. Okay, almost up to 500%. Okay, so if you're someone who likes to do a lot of workouts, you actually maximize your fitness. But as there's more energy increased in your cells, you feel better. You start to want to move more and have more movement, and you recuperate better as well. So these are a little bit of talking about how microfrequency current can actually help our body, but more from a research fact. And we do have studies showing how microfrequency current can help you in your life. So if you want, you can reach out to the person who invited you to this video for more information on that. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. So now we're going into some testimonies. I'm going to start off with my testimony first. I am a yoga instructor, a fitness instructor. I'm a Reiki master. I'm someone who loves to motivate people to go outdoors, to move their body, to feel good in their body, and to have healthy lifestyle habits. So me saying that, you're probably like, oh yeah, well, you're really well balanced emotionally. Well, no, that's something that I've hid from people for a long time. So when before I started using the Healy, I would wake up in the morning and I wouldn't be very motivated to actually get up, even though I loved what I did. And even though, I love moving, but there was always like this darkness a little bit around, like I was holding things in like a backpack that perhaps weren't even mine. And then as I got moving and got the energy shifting, I started feeling better and lighter throughout the day. And I started my day. However, sorry, I thought my computer was going to turn off. As I started using the Healy and using more of the emotional well-being programs, and I started raising my vibration and clearing out the low vibration, I started noticing that when I woke up in the morning, I was much more motivated. And that anytime I had any kind of mood swings, that I just kind of was able to shift it quicker. So for me, it's been such a game changer. I do, and I'm going to talk about healthy lifestyle habits that help us actually shift our mood. But the frequency therapy has been a crucial part in my emotional well-being. And anytime I'm trying to this big emotion comes up, I kind of just sit with it, breathe it in, do some releasing techniques, but then I can put on one of my emotional well-being programs, and within 20 minutes, I feel so much lighter. And it's not just a band-aid, because it's actually bringing up low vibration and it's allowing it to be released. Okay, so that way my bioenergy field is cleaner, it's lighter, and I feel better. So that is what this frequency therapy can actually help on the long term. Isn't that amazing? You can have a tool like that at home with so many other uses. So here, let's read one of these testimonies from Michelle Larson. So during states of high stress and emotional distress, the Healy has helped me balancing these emotions out. Whether it's gathering the children who are late for school and mom's just having a tough morning, or before a very big meeting at work, I can turn to Healy to ground my energy, balance my mood, and get back into a state of power. So amazing. Thanks, Michelle, for that share. So it's a tool that you can have in the car with you. You're going like this, you're that mom or dad driving to school, dropping off the kids, and then all of a sudden someone starts to honk at you and you're like, it's all good. You know what? Why don't you just go ahead? I'm going to send you love, but like in a nice way. And then you just keep going for the rest of your day. And as you're on that higher vibration, okay, what's going to happen? You're just going to attract in those beautiful high vibrations. Okay, because remember, everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. Beautiful. And now we have a video from, oh, Life Changer. Thanks. Now we have another video with a testimony. So stay tuned.
Yep, sorry about that. For some reason, the embedded video wasn't wanting to play well, so we'll just play it like this and we'll jump right back into our slides when we're done.
There are so many things that I love about my Healy, in particular my Obsidian. So I've only had the Obsidian for probably 6 months, but I've been working with my Healy Pro for exactly 2 years this month, and I've seen a tremendous increase in capacity. So just like my bandwidth has tremendously expanded. I'm now keenly aware of anxiety, and some would say, oh, that's awful. Why would you want to have anxiety? But here's the thing is I didn't know that that's something I was dealing with until I had been working with my Healy for about a year and a half. And I could see these like getting super centered and grounded is what allowed me to see that, oh my gosh, I am, just dealing with this angsty energy. And so once I was able to identify it for myself, and I'm just saying that because wasn't diagnosed or anything, then I was able to lean into my Healy in a different way to support me in the releasing and reduction of that kind of mental emotional stress. So it's just, I could go on and on and on for all the ways that the Healy has impacted both my physical health and my emotional health.
Well, that was a beautiful share. I wish she was live and I could chat with her. So thank you very much, Nicole. If you're listening to this, thank you for that share. All right, we'll go to the next slide. So just a reminder, frequency therapy is a frequency supplements. It's important to have a healthy lifestyle. So it's called what I would call habit stacking. So you want to be starting making sure that you have daily movement and nature time. Okay, and that is what I do for a living. I motivate people to move their body outdoors, and it makes such a difference. Going to get that, the electrical current. If you take your shoes off, that electrical current coming up through the body, but just that movement being more connected with our body. So the more that we move our body, the more that we are in nature. That's also where we're secreting those beautiful hormones that are like serotonin and dopamine. We can have also a mindfulness practice, just like what we did at the beginning, for 30 seconds. Just taking a moment to tune in, see how you're feeling in the body, working with your breath, seeing how you feel in your heart. I invite you for the next few days is to take these little moments throughout the day just to check in. How am I doing? How am I feeling? And a reminder that you can actually switch it. We could switch it just by changing your energy. And it's a quote by Tony Robbins: if you want to change how you feel, change how you move. You can shake it out, you can breathe it out, you can scream it out, depends on where you are. And in the car is a good place to scream it out. That's where I scream it out a lot, or out in nature. Nature's always there to welcome us. You can also write it out. Okay, so take time to recenter yourselves. And then nourishing food. There are a lot of foods that can support emotional well-being, okay, for good brain functioning, like healthy fats. Here we have some omega-3, omega-3s, we have leafy greens, berries, but a reminder your food has a vibration. So choosing foods that have higher vibration, that are more, locally sourced, grown. Where's your food coming from? Does it have a high vibration? You can actually vibrate also, cleanse your food with the Healy a little bit, anyways, and your water. Just that, those are just little tips for another presentation. And then using the Healy consistently 6 days out of 7, because we do want to give our body a beautiful day just to kind of release and to come back into balance. And you could be using the Healy, 1 time per day, 2 times per day. We usually recommend max 3 times per day, especially if you're using the microcurrent and drinking water. So this is called habit stacking. So it's having healthy lifestyle habits that are going to support your emotional well-being. And then you add in the Healy with frequency therapy, so that way you can bonify your results. Your emotional health will just take off like that. Trust me. All right, we'll go to the next slide. And then empowerment through frequency. Healy doesn't suppress the symptoms. It helps your body restore energetic harmony, like I talked about. So you can feel more emotionally balanced, centered, and empowered. It's like having a wellness tool that helps you shift from stress to serenity, from chaos to calm. Yes, good. So that was a brief overview of the Healy. It was a brief overview of how it can help you with supporting your emotional health, shift your mood, and allow you to feel better in your body. So if you're interested in knowing more on how the Healy can help you for emotional well-being, definitely reach out to the person who invited you. And we also wanted to let you know that if you are using the Healy and you're loving the Healy and you want to share it with the people around you, because once you're going to see how this beautiful tool can support your overall well-being, physical, emotional, spiritual, and cognitive, you're going to want to talk about it. You don't want to keep this a secret to yourself. So if you are interested in sharing it, we do have the opportunity to share it. You can share this and imagine sharing this beautiful peace of mind, empowerment, and possibilities. And even just this month, if you purchase a Healy and you share 2 of the professional devices, just look at that price there. You can earn $726 in commission. Imagine you purchase one and you can start to kind of auto finance it in the same month. We just wanted to put it out there, and it's whether you are looking for the Healy for your own well-being, or you're looking for the Healy to also bring another source of income into what you're already doing, the Healy is there for that. So thank you so much, everyone, for showing up, whether you showed up live, whether you watched the replay all the way to the end. Take the time, give yourself a beautiful hug. You're looking for tools, and you are part of this movement of people who are raising the vibration of the planet. As I said that, I got goosebumps. I hope you guys did too. So again, reach out to the person who sent you this video, and I look forward to seeing you with your Healy somewhere soon. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for this amazing moment and taking to share all of this with us. I'm going to go ahead and stop this evening's recording at this point.